Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Britt and Jack. Two names that probably didn't immediately scream romance when they were first paired in scenes together. And yet, the more screen time they share, the more undeniable the sparks become. Fans of General Hospital know that chemistry on this show can come from the most unexpected places, sometimes pairing people who were never meant to cross paths, and suddenly, it feels like destiny has stepped in to create something new. That's exactly what we're starting to see with Britt and Jack. The subtle looks, the playful banter, the emotional undercurrents bubbling just beneath the surface. It all feels like the beginning of something the writers might actually be daring enough to pursue. When you watch them together, it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like two characters being shoved into a storyline just because the show needs another couple. No, there's a natural rhythm between Britt and Jack that makes you lean in and wonder where this might be going. Britt, with her complicated past, her sharp edges, her ability to throw up walls to protect herself, suddenly seems caught off guard by how comfortable she feels around Jack. And Jack, who isn't exactly known for being reckless when it comes to his heart, can't seem to stop letting his guard down when Britt's around. That in itself says a lot. What makes this potential romance so fascinating is the way both characters bring out different sides of each other. Britt has always been the kind of woman who can command a room. She's fiery, she's confident, but she's also been wounded so many times that vulnerability isn't something she shows easily. With Jack, though, there's a softness that's beginning to show. You catch it in the way she lets her sarcasm slip just long enough to let a real smile peek through, or in the way she listens to him more intently than she does with almost anyone else. That kind of subtle shift is what draws fans in, because it hints at a depth waiting to be explored. And then there's Jack. He's not oblivious to what's happening. In fact, you can see the surprise in his eyes when he realizes how much he enjoys Britt's company. It's almost as if he didn't expect her to challenge him in the way that she does. Yet he finds himself drawn to it. Their conversations are layered, sometimes teasing, sometimes serious, sometimes veering into emotional territory that neither of them expected. And isn't that exactly how the best soap romances start? With that mixture of unpredictability and inevitability that makes you think, oh, this could actually be something. The writers seem to know what they're doing too. They're not rushing this. They're letting the connection breathe, letting fans slowly pick up on the hints. That's part of what makes the possibility so exciting. If you blink, you might miss a fleeting look or a quiet moment where one of them lingers just a little too long. It's those small details that soap viewers live for, the breadcrumbs that signal something bigger is coming. And in Britt and Jack's case, those breadcrumbs are starting to look like the first steps toward a full-blown romance. Now, think about what this pairing would mean for the larger canvas of Port Charles. Britt has had her share of relationships that didn't quite work out, some that ended in heartbreak, others that were doomed from the start. She's not the easiest person to love, and that's exactly what makes her journey so compelling. If Jack is the one who finally breaks through her defenses, it could change not just her story, but his as well. Jack's path has been filled with responsibility, with moments where he's put others before himself, sometimes at the cost of his own happiness. Seeing him allow himself to fall for someone like Britt, someone unpredictable, someone who challenges him, would be a powerful shift. And let's be honest, fans love a pairing that feels like it shouldn't work on paper but somehow does. Britt and Jack are opposites in many ways, but that's exactly what creates the spark. She's impulsive at times. He's measured. She's outspoken. Sometimes brutally so. He tends to weigh his words carefully. But when those differences come together, it creates this balance, a push and pull dynamic that could make them one of the most intriguing couples on the show. It's not about them being perfect. It's about them being real. And real chemistry is something you can't fake. Of course, there are obstacles. This is Port Charles after all. Nothing ever comes easy here. Other characters, old flames, secrets, and rivalries could all threaten to derail whatever Britt and Jack might have. But isn't that what makes soap romances worth watching? The struggle, the setbacks, the question of whether love can really win out against all odds. Fans want to see them fight for it. They want to see them earn it. And if Britt and Jack are given the chance, that fight could make their story all the more rewarding. What's also fascinating is the way their chemistry is already being noticed by viewers. Social media buzz has started picking up, with fans pointing out how natural their interactions feel, how refreshing it is to see Britt in a potential pairing that doesn't feel recycled or predictable. Jack brings something new to her story, and she brings something new to his. Together, they create possibilities that neither of them had before. And for a show that thrives on keeping fans invested, that's exactly the kind of spark that can ignite a whole new wave of excitement. When you think about Britt's past, it's clear that trust is not something she gives away easily. She's been burned, betrayed, and left to pick up the pieces too many times. Yet, around Jack, there are these moments where she seems to let her armor slip just a little. That kind of shift doesn't happen without reason. It suggests that on some level, she already senses something different about him. Maybe it's the way he listens without judgment, or the way he stands his ground without trying to control her. Whatever it is, it's working, and fans are picking up on it. Jack, on the other hand, is no stranger to complicated relationships himself. He's had to navigate situations that tested his loyalty, his patience, and his ability to keep his emotions in check. So when you see him begin to soften around Britt, it's not just about attraction. It's about connection. It's about recognizing a kindred spirit in someone he least expected. That's the kind of storytelling that resonates, because it feels both surprising and inevitable at the same time. The clearer it becomes that this isn't just a passing flirtation. There's a deeper story waiting to unfold. It's in the way their conversations can shift from playful teasing to heartfelt confessions without missing a beat. It's in the way they challenge each other, push each other to be more honest, more vulnerable. And it's in the way they look at each other, with that mix of curiosity and intensity that makes you believe something real is happening. Soap operas are built on love stories that make fans root for the impossible, and Britt and Jack could very well be the next couple that captures that magic. Their journey won't be easy. No great soap romance ever is, but the potential payoff is huge. Imagine the growth we could see in Britt if she finally lets herself fall for someone without sabotaging it. Imagine the freedom Jack could find in allowing himself to love someone as bold and unapologetic as Britt. That's not just romance. That's transformation. And transformation is what keeps fans coming back day after day. Already, you can sense the anticipation building. Every shared scene feels like a puzzle piece being carefully placed, leading to a bigger picture that hasn't been revealed yet. Fans are speculating, analyzing, debating whether the writers will take the leap and give this potential couple the storyline they deserve. And that kind of energy, that kind of buzz, is exactly what soaps thrive on. The more fans talk about it, the more likely it becomes that the show will lean into it, because at the end of the day, soaps are as much about audience passion as they are about scripted drama. So what happens next? That's the question everyone is asking. Will Britt and Jack take that next step, moving from subtle chemistry to undeniable romance? Will the writers give them the space to explore what's clearly already there? Or will obstacles and complications push them apart before they even get the chance? Those questions are what keep fans glued to their screens, waiting for the next moment, the next look, the next spark that tells us this story is far from over. One thing's for certain, Britt and Jack are a pairing worth watching. Their chemistry is real, their potential is undeniable, and their story could be one of the most unexpected yet rewarding romances we've seen on General Hospital in a long time. The groundwork is being laid, the pieces are falling into place, and the only thing left is to see whether they'll take the leap. And if they do, it could change everything. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.